What's up, guys? Welcome to Gray Tokens, episode 13. Before we get started, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're here with an LA comic that's in town in Phoenix for a few shows. You popped in on a couple while you were down here, right?
Yeah.
So it's Ali Malik. Ali, where can they find you?
What's up, guys? You can find me on Instagram, Prince Ali Comedy. You could find me on other social media as well. They're just not as popping.
I hear you.
My TikTok, I didn't pass the vibe check.
Oh, no?
So I'm still struggling.
Still working on TikTok?
Still working on the TikTok.
Yeah, we have a TikTok for Gray Tokens. We got to work on that quite a bit.
Yeah.
We've done a few little skits and stuff, but nothing's popped yet. So.
Oh, yeah, I'm your other co-host, D. Bowden, Spank Siete. Wordplay at his best, man. We just went right into it and shit. Skipped a little black guy sitting over there.
I forgot you were over there. I didn't see you.
Right, I'm just looking like the cookie guy or something. I just bring cookies and shit in here. Like, bring cookies.
You can bring some waters next time.
You want some waters? Anybody want water?
Put your little towel on your arm.
On me? Yeah.
Bring it.
Yeah.
So, man, we appreciate you coming in. And
thanks for having me.
I'm doing a show with you tonight. I appreciate you asking.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it should be a good show. The headliner is Jack Jr.
Jack Assadorian Jr.
Yeah, how do you know him?
His family owns the HaHa Comedy Club in LA.
Okay.
And he's actually one of the first guys that started mentoring me and helping me grow as a comedian. Okay. So he's like the big brother for me, one of the big brothers I have in comedy.
Very cool. Very cool.
That's dope.
What? So how long have you been doing?
Okay, so this is pandemic. Is that 1 year? Is kind of, I don't know if that counts.
Right.
You know, but I've been at it for 3 years, so I'm a baby.
Okay.
So I'm considered a baby in the game, but I'm lucky enough to have the HaHa Comedy Club as a home club. Mm-hmm. So I've been on stage every day for the last 3 years.
Dude, that's
so
awesome.
it's been a lot of fun, and I can feel the growth, and it's just the game gets more fun every single time.
So did you know that you were funny growing up as a kid? Like what made you make the transition and just decide to do it?
I guess it's not that I knew I was funny. I've always wanted to be funny.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I always want to get the kids to laugh in my classes and stuff growing up. Like I guess I wasn't the tallest, I wasn't the strongest, I wasn't the best looking, I wasn't the smartest. So I was like, this is my time to shine, dude. I'm gonna make these kids laugh. I'm gonna bug the teacher. Right. I'm gonna pick sides. It's gonna be fun. Right. So yeah.
That's very cool. Did you stay in trouble as a kid?
Definitely, yes. I got in a lot of trouble, but I wasn't like criminal, you know, like I was, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't doing like crazy things, but I would just talk a lot.
Yeah.
So I was always the kid he never had recess. I was writing lines. I will not talk in class type.
Same here, man.
Yeah, I think all of us.
I'm actually
comics.
I used to be what's they call that astroday, which you write with both hands.
Oh,
I used
really?
to write with both, but I'm left-handed. It's crazy. I write with my left hand, but I do everything with my right.
So you could double up and write with one.
Yeah, man.
And you did your lines like that?
Yeah, man. Man, I was the same thing, class clown. My desk stayed right next to the teacher all the time, bro.
Wow. I believe that's like a sign of like a genius, right? Isn't it? Like, isn't that like an extremely gift, like a big gift?
There's two guys famous that I know that's that way. Barack Obama and LeBron James. They both write with their left hand, but they're right-handed and everything. Those are the only two guys I know that's like that. Famous.
Wow. Can you write with your right?
Very little.
Very
little, yeah.
Your dominant hand's your left.
Yeah.
So you're going to live longer than all of us, too.
No, my dominant hand is my right. I only write with my left.
That's weird.
Yeah. When you throw a football, what hand do you use? Right.
I bat left, though.
When you masturbate, what hand do you use? I'm just kidding.
I'm even with that one.
It's both hands.
I use both.
Is it ambidextric or whatever?
Man, I got to stroke both.
You get the OnlyFans popping.
Yeah, man. That's
So what... we talked before this. You kind of like the vibe of Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix has been really nice. Everyone here is like really easy.
I was going to ask, what's the difference, like as far as like on the comedy scene? Is it just shut down? And
yeah. Right now the comedy scene's pretty shut down, but we're still making things work. There's a lot of private shows, a lot of outdoor shows. Right. The weather's pretty nice in LA most of the time, so we still have the opportunity to do outdoor shows and make it fun. And it's a great time for guys like me that are only a few years in. Like there's no comedy club taking a cut. We're producing our own shows, and big comics are wanting to drop in because it's you're the only opportunity for them to perform.
To get out.
So it's been really fun. It's we were making it work.
Yeah. Do you see this as an advantage? Like the guys that are like wasn't really committing to comedy before. Now they're just falling by the wayside, and you guys are continuing to put out shows and get on stage.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, yeah, because there's a lot less shows available, but then also there are some people who genuinely are like more health conscious about this whole situation and are avoiding going out. And I don't think that they're being lazy about it. I just don't. I think they're really just trying to be safe. Now, I got vaccinated already, so yeah. So I'm really pushing it now. I'm going out as much as I can.
Right now, right? You ain't gotta have a condom on no more.
Yeah. And I mean, I've been.
For you.
To be honest, I got lucky. You know, I didn't get sick. I've been on the road a couple of times in the beginning of the pandemic too.
Right.
And I got lucky. I didn't get sick or anything. And I usually get sick easy, like all the time with everything. So I made it. I'm a survivor. Like that's what it feels
awesome.
like.
Well, with that being said, so let me go off the comedy thing, because we as comedians, we always talk about what we're doing comedy wise. I like to know more about you. Like, so you coming out here to Phoenix, you're a LA guy. I'm from Wisconsin. I'm a Midwest guy. Kenny's from the South. He's from Alabama. When you came out here, what was your interaction with the culture out here? How do you feel how it is? You feel as what?
You know, every time you leave LA, you immediately realize how much slower life can be, you know, and how much calmer life can be.
Right.
You know, like today when I was out in breakfast, we were in a popping breakfast spot in Arizona, right? That like people were dressed up nice and enjoying their time. And I'm looking around and everyone looks so calm, relaxed, and comfortable and happy.
Right.
In LA, that same scene will be filled with like posers trying to become actors, like 12 people trying to like pitch their TikTok to people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Everything is marketable.
Everybody's selling.
And they're almost like, it's like they're depressed, really.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like because they didn't get what they want. You know?
Right.
While out here, you're looking at everyone so happy, smiling. Maybe it's also because it's Valentine's Day. You know what I mean?
It is that day.
Everyone's just in a good
That
mood.
can be
But-
that can be polarizing, because you can be in a very good mood on Valentine's Day, or you can be in a shitty
you're
mood.
gonna be two ways. You know, you get some ass tonight, or you that lonely guy that's gonna be on OnlyFans.
Well,
tonight.
it was
Right.
one of those two. You know, it's one of those two.
It was brunch. So if you made it to a Valentine's Day brunch, it's
Yeah.
usually that part's
You
good.
be all right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're good.
You're in a
You're
stable
good.
relationship a little
Yeah,
bit. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
That's true. That is true.
Unless you seen somebody sitting there by themselves, then you already know the results.
Yeah,
is not
then
good
that's
for
good.
that.
Yeah.
But I will
Poor
say,
guy.
just
But you would
from-
be at Denny's then if that was the case.
That
You
is
wouldn't
true.
be at,
Yeah,
at a spot where everyone's
Yeah.
at. For
you'll be in a
Valentine's.
booth by yourself at
Exactly.
Denny's.
Yeah.
Party for
Waffle
one.
House or something.
Yeah, that's 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah. Let me get the number 6.
Yeah.
The
Smothered,
246 menu.
Right, 246.
Give me the 246 menu.
Smothered, covered, chunked.
They hide that from you nowadays. I don't know if last time you've been to Denny's. They hide the value menu. They don't just give
Yeah.
it to you anymore. You
Grand
have to
Slam
ask for
breakfast
it.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
they don't want you to know about
And that's
the Grand Slam.
embarrassing. Asking
They're
for
asking-
it.
I like
Do you have the
Grand
value
Slam.
menu?
You have to rethink your life if
Right.
you have to ask for the value menu.
Oh, man.
That's true.
You're making life decisions at Denny's, man. That's a problem.
If you're ordering from the $2 menu at Denny's,
Yeah.
you need to rethink.
Unlimited pancakes is $4, and people don't know that.
Oh, man.
So that's not bad.
No.
You
know?
heard it here first, guys.
Hey, put
And
you
the
up on
$2 they
game.
have like hash browns and stuff in there. Oh, I ordered the $2
Yeah.
menu. So.
True.
So your background. So obviously the name of our podcast is Gray Tokens, hence black guy, white guy.
Nice.
What do you consider, like, what is your background?
Danny.
Pakistani. Parents came straight from.
So my dad was born and raised in Pakistan. My mom was born and raised in London.
Okay.
So she's more westernized.
Okay.
And, you know, she's culturally more westernized. My dad's culturally more Pakistani.
Yeah.
Both Pakistani heritage, you know, so same similar thing. And there's a lot of Pakistanis and Indians in London.
Right.
Like my grandfather, for example, the way he got his British citizenship was by serving for the Royal Air Force.
Oh, wow.
And they like
Oh, that's
recruited
cool.
them from Pakistan and things like that.
That's dope.
So, so it's cool. I got a good mix, I think.
Yeah,
like
right.
I am very grateful that my dad is culturally so like
Yeah, right,
Pakistani,
right.
you know, because I never been there, but I
Right.
still know a lot of the culture,
Right,
and that's thanks
right.
to him.
Right.
So I appreciate that. And
That is. That is
my mom
very,
too, you
very
know?
cool. Do you see that? Do you play into that a lot with your comedy?
I definitely have to because because there's not many of us.
Kind of the elephant in the room.
Yeah,
Walk on.
yeah, and I think that's with everybody. You know, like you're a buff guy. I'm sure you have to
I
mention
talk about
your
steroids
muscles.
and
Yeah.
small dick and shit. Yeah,
You're a black guy, so you have to say something about being black.
yeah. He talks about his size 7 shoes.
Yeah.
yeah.
But that also is, they say in comedy, like the longer it takes for you to just say, "Hey, I'm Pakistani," in your set, the better of a comic you are. Like you open with, "Hi, I'm Pakistani."
Then it comes off hacky.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta weave it in. They say.
I agree. I agree. Do you like traveling for comedy? Do you run into weird places where you just don't feel? I don't want to say where you're scared, but you feel uneasy about going.
Definitely, but what I've realized after these experiences is that all these people came to have fun.
Yeah.
Right.
All these people came for a comedy show.
Right.
And it's amazing watching that experience. Like I think it was December November. This last November I was in Michigan, and I was doing the mid part of Michigan. So Midland, Jackson, Saginaw, just Trump signs the entire drive there,
Right.
And Trump signs
2024.
everywhere, and
I'm kidding.
and there's nothing wrong with that, and I was a little nervous.
Right.
I was like, what are these guys going to think about me? This is my first time really performing with this like crowd, just this crowd. It's just going to be there, And I was shocked. Like, these people just wanted to have fun.
That's
And
it.
in fact, I love performing for racist people.
Yeah. I mean,
I agree, man.
And like, it's easy.
I agree.
Yeah.
I like going to the whitest facility and be the only black guy there.
and see, I do better with black guys.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, go to the whitest, straight. I don't care, and they go.
Every time,
and
like-
after the show, you get your comments.
Yeah.
And like, I really liked your show. Like,
I look like a terrorist. They
yeah,
just laugh so hard.
and you just consider like that.
I've never heard anything like that.
Right. It's so funny how, like the racism is real, and you just still embrace it. You just go, okay, they still cracking jokes, but I'm here to do my job as a comedian.
And a lot of it too is the media plays on like they take the 1% of both the left and the right and make it so much worse.
Media is a form of entertainment, so they gotta.
They get paid off
do that.
entertainment. They get paid off clicks. So they're gonna put what is gonna get them the most clicks, and the most clicks comes from hate. A lot of times.
Yeah.
But it's fun because the reception at the end of the day is always fun.
Yeah.
And then they come to you after, and a lot of times their image of me changes too.
Right,
Because
because-
maybe they did think negative towards
Exactly.
a Pakistani dude coming into their town, and then at the end of it, they were fine. They're like, oh, you're a lot like us.
Yeah.
Especially me, I'm a stupid guy.
Right. And sometimes
I can
it's-
relate to
it depends on the
everyone.
material you're doing too. Like, I feel like I do a lot of comedy, but I'm kind of informative in my comedy. There's a lot of things people don't know about being from the Midwest or being a black guy, or both, black guy from Midwest. Like, some people, they go, I didn't even know they had black people in Wisconsin. Like, they really didn't know that. Like, I was just an Amish thug or something. Like, yeah, we sell weed and build table sets.
Sometime I performed in Prescott, Arizona, which
Okay,
is
yeah.
right here. But it's like a mountainy, it's
Right,
like kind of their own community.
Totally different.
Yeah. And it was an all-white audience,
Right.
And I asked them, I was like, hey, guys, do you have any Pakistanis living in this city?
Right.
And then one guy raised his hand. He's like, we have one, my doctor. And he has like the nicest house apparently. And
Right.
he's a local celebrity there.
Oh, wow.
It was like the funniest thing.
My doctor.
I mean, half of them thought I was Mexican. And then
Right, dude,
I
you
had
brought
to
that
explain
shit.
to him, I'm not.
That's awesome.
I'm like your doctor.
Right.
That is funny. Well, I mean, everybody knows that there's white rednecks in the South, so I don't have to fight that. But you have to fight in Wisconsin about black people in Wisconsin. Everybody knows there's
Yeah.
a million me's down there to overcome stereotypes sometimes.
Of
because
course.
That's the first thing is
Yeah.
they hear my voice, and, especially if I'm in a black crowd or a Mexican crowd or whatever, and you automatically assume, that
Yeah.
being that I'm from Alabama, that
Do you feel it's more now than before?
no,
Okay.
no, I don't. I haven't been doing comedy all that long.
Okay.
So I haven't felt it's been on a pretty even plane. I mean, I have to come out and say, just like you do, have to come out and say the stereotype is that we're all racist and that we fuck our sisters. All that good stuff.
Right. Yeah.
It's not our sisters; it's our cousins.
Right.
And it's funny, like for me personally, like when I produce my shows, because I that's the best. Like,
tell me about that. Yeah, tell me
Yeah.
about, because not only do you do stand up, you also produce these shows.
That's kind of the way I
Secret
fuel my
shows,
stage time.
Yeah.
Especially in LA, it's very difficult to get stage time. So what I just decided, let me get into the business side of things and just start my own show.
Mm-hmm.
And so, the comedy clubs picked me up. At the Ha Ha Comedy Club, I was running every Saturday there, and every other Wednesday nights. And I just started growing and growing. And now that there's, this pandemic, I'm still doing outdoor shows.
Mm-hmm.
And it allows me to keep doing having stage time.
Dude, that's cool.
And it's awesome. I love it.
We were just talking about in a different episode about how people are, especially comedians, are kind of taking their careers in their own hands. It's not like back in the day when
you have to wait for that one manager or agent.
That one manager, get that agent, or do really well at the Comedy Store, and then you get a chance at the Tonight Show, and then maybe a sitcom. Like, people don't give a shit about that.
I mean,
now.
all those avenues still exist. And there's no like one right path
to
comedy, And there's also so many different styles of comedy, so it really varies.
And people's, I think we were talking about Trevor Wallace, right?
Yeah.
He's grown his audience by himself. It wasn't an executive from NBC that put him on a show like himself.
That man works extremely hard at what he does, his sketches and in his stand-up comedy too. Like, he's at every show that he could be.
But you don't call him. He's not. He's a comedian or a comedian personality. You wouldn't consider him a sketch guy. You wouldn't consider him just a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
Such a vast array of stuff he does.
Yeah, he started with stand-up comedy. That's what he told me.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
That's what he told me.
And he is really good at it. Because there's plenty of Instagram guys with a bunch of followers, and they get shows because they can sell tickets, but they're not as comfortable yet with being on stand-up.
Stage, yeah.
Not that they're not funny, they're just not comfortable yet with creating stand-up content.
Right.
And but Trevor Wallace is amazing at that. I honestly think he's gonna be one of the next big stand-up specials.
I feel that too. I see you did work with him. I did an opening for him too. Gave me a brief pep talk and everything. He told me that's when he started off, and I watched him. I didn't even know about his Instagram like that. I just met him as a comedian, thought he was dope, and then I didn't know about the other following part. With the skits and everything. I found that later on after doing the show with him. I'm like, oh, okay, wow.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, there's such a different way now than there was even 5 years ago. Anybody can pick up a camera and start their own YouTube channel and start growing a following from there.
Podcasting.
You take like Bobby Lee, his stand up was going to shit, and then he started Tiger Belly, and he started getting his. It's not that he's a household name, but his fans are his fans, and they come out to see him.
Stronger following.
Yeah.
And Patreon, these things,
all
is
that
a
shit.
way to earn money too that before didn't exist.
Right. So you have so many more avenue streams that people just want to see content.
I think it's just dope as entertainers on a whole, how you take your career and put it in your own hand.
One of my friends gave me this advice about podcasts. Like, even if you're not getting a lot of views at the moment, there's going to be a time where an agent or a manager is going to see you right after a show, and he's going to be like, hey, so what are your skills? Can you run a podcast? Can you talk for an hour for multiple episodes at a time? And even if no one's viewing it, that's proof that you can. And you just maybe just need a boost in
still a book of business.
Exactly.
You still put things together.
It's all in your own hands. And that's what's really cool about comedy. It's all about you. And just you,
right?
Because
There's
it's
nobody else to blame,
stage,
Yeah.
And so you are your business, and so it's the opportunities are there. It's all about applying yourself and doing it.
So tell us, we've asked a couple other comedians that we've had on here. Give us an example or your worst bomb.
Worst bomb.
Yeah.
I bomb a lot, So
I bomb a lot too. So, but the worst one where you just cringe as you walk off, you're like, oh shit.
I don't know. It's hard to say which one's the worst one, because my bomb now is a lot different than my bomb when I first started.
Yeah.
So I think for me the ones that hurt the most are the ones where there's like a lot of comics that I'm trying to impress, and I just didn't hit it like I wanted to.
The timing was just off.
You know,
yeah.
and they still haven't, you know.
Yeah.
They weren't impressed or something like
Right.
that. That's when I get a little sad about it or something. But you know, it's a learning experience every time, and it's all about learning how to connect with different audiences. You're like a kind of a DJ with your comedy, you know.
You mix
exactly. You know, if they're not vibing with that song, you change it to
Start
a different.
moving. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So once you get better at doing that, I think Jerry Seinfeld says it the best about bombing. Someone asked him, like, "Have you ever bombed, Jerry?" And Jerry's like, "Bombing is like a taxi driver in New York taking the wrong turn. It happens. It happens all the time. You know, the more longer you're a taxi driver for, you may start taking less wrong turns. But even then, you might accidentally take the wrong turn. You know.
Yeah.
So
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So you shouldn't ever be too hard on yourself when you bomb. At least I try not to, because it is you learn from that. You're just gonna be better the next time.
Right.
You know.
Right.
I watched I'm sure you watched the documentary on Jerry when he came back.
Yes.
Off of
yes.
Seinfeld.
Yes. Yeah.
Talk about hard on himself. That dude was hard. I mean, he would go up and kill it and just miss a joke or something was off or his timing, and he would just beat himself up over it.
Yeah, that's to be honest, every single time I get off stage for like 5 to 20 seconds or even longer maybe, I can't even tell, because right when you get off stage, your mind's
kind of blurry. Yeah.
So there's always that moment of like, I could have done better.
I could have did this. Oh, I didn't.
Or I didn't pause long enough.
Or there's that guy in the audience who's right there, and I could have said this about him. You know, he told me he worked at a strip club.
Yeah.
You're like, as soon as you get off the stage, you're your first critic. Right off the gate, like, oh, damn, I didn't bring up that, or I could have brought up this. And, you know, it all starts coming to you after you hit the stage.
Yep, the minute you hit.
Right off the you go, oh, damn. But then, now the whole party's like, okay, do I reprocess this and put it in my next one?
Yeah.
You probably won't do it because some of it is just spur of the moment stuff, right?
Yeah.
You know, you're going off the vibe of the crowd.
But even some of the spur of the moment stuff can be rewritten later as something that's real material.
How often do you write?
Technically every day.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you have a process like just?
Yeah. So my basic writing process, as soon as I get a thought in my mind, I note it on my phone.
Yeah.
And then when I have time in the day, I expand on those notes. I also try to put some time on revising stuff that I've already done, adding new tags, maybe changing certain tags.
Yeah.
But like for me, I think my best thoughts come like either when I'm just got off stage and I'm thinking about everything I just did. Or right before I'm about to go to sleep, like
everything starts hitting.
Yeah, like I start dreaming. You know, I start thinking I'm on my special.
Right.
This is it.
Yeah. Right.
What am I gonna say?
Right.
And like, what's my goal? So
So I see you a LA guy, big sports fan. I can see.
I love sports.
Yeah, me too. So LA, the Lakers is clearly your team.
Yeah.
Or is it the Clippers?
I get a lot of hate for this. I really like both teams.
Yeah.
What?
The first team I liked was the Lakers.
Okay.
You know, my first jersey was a Kobe jersey, number 8. I liked Shaq a lot too.
Okay.
But I don't know if you guys remember, by 03, 04, the Lakers sucked after that. After Shaq left, they weren't making the playoffs. And I still liked watching them. Kobe was still there. But, you know, I still wanted to watch basketball during the playoffs.
Right.
It so happened the Clippers made it that year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Clippers tickets were also very cheap. And we couldn't afford going to Laker games growing up. So we went to Clipper games.
Right.
So I respect that team too. You know, I enjoy there's some of the funnest basketball came from the Clippers. You know, Lob City and all that.
Yeah.
The early 2000s were a fun team too. They sucked, but they were still fun to watch.
Right.
You know, and obviously comparing the franchises, Lakers are
it's
way
like the Mets
higher
and the Yankees and baseball.
So, but I still like the Clippers too.
Okay.
So I don't hate on them like all the Laker fans do usually.
The die-hard purple.
Yeah.
Clippers.
Send them to San Diego,
Right,
or send them to Seattle.
So LA is on a good run right now in a lot of categories. You got that the Dodgers.
You a Dodgers fan?
Are you a
Yeah, I'm Dodgers
fan?
fan too, big
Yeah,
time. Yeah.
And I'm bringing this up, guys. As you can see, I'm a Milwaukee native. Of all the teams I'm talking about, his city is doing this to me, man. They killing me and everything, bro. Like,
I feel
pissing
so
me
bad.
off.
He even has a Milwaukee Bucks tattoo on his
Bro,
neck.
killed me with the Brewers,
Well,
man.
I mean,
like,
if you're a professional athlete, you're gonna want to sign with LA.
It's just the
Before-
weather's better.
Yeah, I
Milwaukee,
guess.
no matter
Yeah,
what.
because it's Hollywood and it's fun and it's warm. I get it.
Right.
I totally.
You
get
don't
it.
We live in
rookies get Forever
Milwaukee. You
21
moved out.
contracts.
No. Yeah.
Like, what rookie on the Bucks got a Forever 21?
That's true. They're
sponsorship?
Hollywood.
Yeah.
They're Hollywood
Yeah.
in LA.
Yeah, definitely Hollywood.
Like Kyle Kuzma and Lonzo Ball in their first year, dude. We're on in every mall in California.
That's
right,
true.
right. It's like who passes up that opportunity if it's given to you?
If you're a
I'm not.
21-year-old kid.
Well, why do you think LeBron moved out here like that? You know?
Yeah, that was a plan.
Yeah.
There's playing. You know, he got a lot
And
of
it's
things
so much
going.
easier to recruit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's so much
But it's
easier.
definitely getting better too. Like the small market, big market thing is evening out. And
There is some parity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you guys can keep Giannis for this many years is a proof of that.
Yeah.
You
We
know,
just
and
invested a lot of money in that new damn stadium over there. So
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
And that's the help of media and social media, you know?
yeah.
Shows everybody
And
everything.
guilt.
That too.
Guilt.
They throw a little guilt on them too to stay in Milwaukee
Right.
and all that. It's
Now,
like,
now
oh,
how
you
about the
don't-
football? Where it goes?
Rams.
The Rams. So how'd you feel about the Packers beating the shit out of you?
You were waiting for that, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I think, you were
One-
waiting
he
till the
gets one
podcast
win.
started.
I get one win, bro.
You took a note about that. I am going to bring up
I'm bringing-
Rams against.
Oh my God! Hey, we had to redeem ourselves.
Yes,
'cause
you
kicked
did.
The
Yes, you
shit out of
did.
us
Yeah,
2
yeah, yeah.
years prior. Like
Yeah.
y'all had our whole card, man. We
To be
couldn't-
honest, I was surprised the Rams got even that far this year.
Yeah.
But next year will be cool. We got Matthew Stafford now.
It's true.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited
yeah.
about that.
Well, I'm a Alabama football college
Yeah,
football fan.
know
We
what
kind
Bama
of
does.
win every year. So.
Yeah, it gets boring now, bro.
Yeah.
It's not. You guys got like the.
That's our pro team.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
how.
the
like,
yeah,
there's
like
no
the
pro teams
Chicago
in
Bull
Alabama, so
run
everybody-
right now. The
Yeah.
last dance,
Yeah.
like, bro, when is y'all that last dance
We're
coming?
6 out of 12, something like
Yeah,
that.
when's your last dance coming?
It's coming soon. Saban
yeah.
next 2 or 3 years.
I'm
Saban will be
saying,
done.
yeah, I'm over Bama, bro.
And hey,
Which is
Man,
crazy because
it's a
it's college
machine.
football, right? So these guys only play like 1 or 2 years on the team.
to play 3.
They play
Yeah,
3 years.
for sure,
Okay.
yeah. And they're highly recruited too, man. Like they go to the NFL draft. Like anybody coming out of Bama is damn near going in first round.
Right.
First round.
Right.
Straight out.
Yeah,
Like, they went to Bama.
Well, they're pro ready.
Oh,
By the time
yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, he runs it like a pro team. They're
Oh,
pro
yeah.
ready. Workouts, everything is precise to the minute what they have
Oh
to do.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't really watch college sports that much,
Mm-hmm.
and that's because I didn't get into a good enough college.
Right.
So, and for me,
What college did you get into?
I went to CSUN, Cal State University of Northridge.
Okay.
So they got a basketball team and a baseball team, but they're not very good. And for me, my parents drilled me since I was a child that I have to. That was like college, right?
Yeah.
Right,
Like
right.
your life depends on college. Your chances of getting married depends on what college you go to.
Right.
Your chances on everybody talking shit about you.
It's
So
all
like every time I
college.
watch college sports, I was like UCLA, those fucking.
I know. He's like,
I never got accepted to USC. I don't give a.
Yeah, fuck
What
you,
was? Did you
USC.
graduate?
No, I didn't graduate. Though.
How pissed
No,
were
yeah.
your parents?
They're not pissed because I will graduate still.
Okay, good
You
deal.
know,
Okay,
I
cool.
honestly have only 3 classes left,
Okay.
and I'm doing them online.
So you had like 9
yeah.
credits?
9
left?
I
credits left?
literally
Like that?
have 9 to 12 credits
12
left.
credits.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. Well,
Good
you
for
right
you,
at the
bro.
door, bro. I
Yeah.
dropped out my fucking freshman year, bro. I
Yeah.
went in and I changed my major, and then I was shooting the shit, got put on academic probation, and then I
Yeah.
was like, fuck it, I'm going to just do me.
And for me, it's like I don't need that degree anymore. I'm just want it because I got that far.
Yeah,
Right,
might as
right,
well
right.
finish.
And
It's
it might
pointless
as
to-
well-
yeah, it's pointless
It
to
makes my
deny.
parents a little bit happier.
Yeah. Makes Thanksgiving and
Makes
Christmas.
Thanksgiving
and
a little
the
bit
holidays
easier to
a little
deal
easier.
with.
It makes those conversations easier to talk to other family. You know,
I can, and it's not just my family. Like, that's something I don't know if you guys experience. Pakistanis have communities.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Oh,
yeah,
I watched
yeah.
the Shaws of Sunset.
Oh, you watched the show?
Oh,
Okay,
I
all
know.
right.
Yeah.
MJ used to be my girl. I used to love some MJ. I did.
I never really watched that show much,
Yeah,
but
she was my girl back in the day.
But yeah, so we have communities.
Mm-hmm.
Like, white people don't have that in America. Not to
No.
say the same. You
No,
know,
they call it a
that's
clan.
majority, you know, exactly.
Right.
So and same with black people. So
They call that a gang.
they call that a
That's a
gang.
gang.
That's called the Cribs.
Straight up, that's gang banging and
Yeah, that's
and
either
clan
blood,
banging, clan
whatever.
gang banging.
Yeah.
So like I literally knew every other Pakistani that lived in like the 50-mile radius of me, and they all knew me growing up.
Yeah.
And like our parents would
Is there
always
an app
push,
for that?
just like like I said earlier, like every ethnicity is a little racist.
Yeah.
Every subconsciously, I think some
Yeah.
people are, and like they would say, try to be friends with your people,
Yeah.
help your
Yeah.
people out, support your people, just like what everyone does.
Yeah.
And so like I knew every Pakistani, and so the problem about knowing every Pakistani is that every Pakistani is watching you too now,
Right.
Yeah. Pressure.
and they talk a lot of shit amongst each other.
Dude, is it like a soap opera?
It is exactly like a soap opera.
bet.
And Pakistani soap operas are very popular.
Yeah.
So they're the most dramatic human beings in my culture
man.
of people. Watch an Indian movie when you have a chance. You'll never see a man cry that much in a movie. it's I don't know why they're so dramatic.
Right.
I don't know where they got. I guess it's the music because it's all like
Yeah,
like
that's
very
true.
musical or something.
Yeah.
But they just cry nonstop.
It's like, dude, what are you crying about?
Yeah.
You just said past the age.
All you did is you just saw your brother.
Yeah.
Right. It's been so long. They go zoom right on the eyeballs.
Yup.
And, just
And then it goes
crying.
back and forth to both brothers. And he's like, what?
Why are you crying?
So
I'm
with
getting
that,
dizzy.
with that said, is a lot of your fans, are they Pakistani?
Mixed. I think mixed. Yeah,
Okay.
because I'm a club comic. So
Yeah.
I do say dirtier material.
Yeah.
And my people aren't always, on. But then I also know how to do very clean material too.
Right.
So I have done performances at mosques and religious shows, and those are completely different.
I imagine.
Now, see,
Yeah.
I need to talk to you about that because I have a show coming up back at home in Milwaukee, like April 24th.
Oh, nice.
One of my good friends, he's a minister. He's flying me out to do a comedy set for his.
Hey, that's the best
pastor's
thing for a comic,
appreciation.
being flown back home.
Yeah,
for
I'm
free.
like,
Yeah,
whoa,
it's
bro,
cool.
like
Yeah.
this is like crazy. He's like, yeah, you're gonna be my headliner for entertainment. So I'm like, I got to do clean comedy, right? He's like,
Yeah. So I mean, it's different. Clean comedy is different than religious clean.
Yeah,
comedy.
yeah,
It becomes a whole
definitely, yeah.
different thing because if you're just on TV, you can still say dirty things. You just got to change the words
Right,
around,
right.
But then for like a religious thing, you can't
can't
bring up
say no
sex.
innuendos,
You
no
can't
nothing.
anything, You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know how religious or extreme that
Right.
church is, but Muslim mosques are very,
Very
very,
strict,
very
yeah.
strict.
Yeah.
I have a joke about bachelor parties and that's my favorite joke too, and it's clean. It's clean, but just the reference of a bachelor party to them, they
a
didn't
party
like it.
and-
They asked me and they asked me 5 minutes before the show started. They're like, "Can you not say the bachelor party joke?"
Wow.
And I'm like, "Dang, dude, I gotta redo my set list
Yeah.
because of this all of a sudden."
Wow.
That was my closer.
Right.
It's like, come on, bro.
You just took my closer.
Come on.
That sucks.
And then, but it was fine. To be honest, I still said it anyways.
There you go.
Because it was so clean. It's a clean joke.
Mm-hmm.
It the whole joke is about how clean that bachelor party was.
Oh wow.
So it was fun, and everyone liked it anyways. They didn't get mad at me or something. You're not supposed to do that, by the way. If someone's paying you
Yeah,
and
you're
they
supposed
tell
to
you
tell
not
the
to,
jokes
y-
when they
to
tell
do,
you.
then
don't
you
do
have
it.
to listen to
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I knew that it was completely fine, and because the lady who booked me off of that joke, so
Right.
I knew
You
it
kinda
was
have to say it
yeah,
at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that brings a whole religious. So you're Muslim, okay?
Grew
So
up Muslim.
does that give a little added pressure from your family and all that too? I mean, is it frowned upon that you're a comic?
No, it's not frowned upon that I'm a comic. It could be to some,
Yeah.
but my parents were incredibly supportive.
Okay.
Cool.
Like my dad said, if I could have lived your life, that'd be that's what I dreamed about.
That's one of his
Yeah.
bucket list.
going to
things, huh?
auditions, going on stage, so he's very proud of me at the end
That's
of the day.
cool.
That's
Very
what's up.
supportive. My mom is too.
That's what's up.
But they obviously my mom's more religious than my dad. So my mom is always like, make sure you don't do dirty stuff.
Right.
You're like, all right, mom.
But
Dad's
she's
over there.
seen me perform. She's come to the comedy club to see me perform. So she kind of knows now.
Yeah.
And I'm not extremely dirty at all. So but to them a little bit.
Right.
So
we'll wrap it up with this last one. So
already?
Yeah, man, we're 35 minutes in.
Was I funny enough?
Yeah,
I'm worried. I always get worried about that in a podcast. There's no audience. You know what I mean?
Like, hey,
Josh, our producer, he makes sure that we can't go over 40 minutes. Or
okay.
That's more editing he has to do.
There's more work for him
because we fuck up so much.
Actually, he's the only one laughing and stuff. So he's
that's your confirmation.
Yeah, that's my confirmation
in the background.
So we talked right before we started recording about, you feel very confident in your skills and your work ethic and all that. Where do you see yourself down the road, like 5 years from now? Like,
well, I wouldn't say I'm fully confident about my. I'm fully confident about my journey.
Yeah, you have the
That's
right
yeah.
attitude. Put it that way.
I think if I continue to work hard, and if I keep pushing, even work harder and harder, I think for everybody that you can make it in comedy.
Yeah.
Like Joey Diaz, for example, didn't make it until way later in his career. It's all about putting that 10,000 hours of effort into something.
Right.
And the more and more you're on stage, the stronger you become. You may not be that funny at first, but you'll figure out what works along the way.
Right.
And then discovering your voice. So 5 years from now, to answer your question, I definitely want to be able to headline. I want to be able to headline around the country. Right now, I'm like a feature act, opening act. I want to be able to headline my own around the country, along with also featuring for bigger comics than me too.
Right.
And hopefully have at least a half-hour special by then.
Hopefully you can afford pants by then and not just jogging.
Yeah, I apologize for wearing sweatpants today to your podcast.
Hey. Look at this guy. Look, he has probably 5 different brands on right now.
Yeah, but look at you.
I know he's all.
You're matching from head to toe, dude.
That's a Milwaukee thing. Personally, that's just how we do it.
And this is an LA thing. We in sweatpants on Sundays, dude. It's brunch
everybody-
time.
Everybody is comfortable.
laid back. So where can they find you again?
Prince Ali Comedy on Instagram. That's the best spot. Yeah.
All right, man.
Cool.
And if you message me, I'll message you right back. You know what I mean? I'm not famous. So I get the notification like everybody
Once he
else.
gets that blue check mark, then
They get
fuck
that-
y'all.
That
You're
blue
not gonna
check
get shit.
That blue check bar is when you start writing paragraphs. I'm like,
Yeah. He's
hey,
like,
I'm D Bolton. You did a podcast with me. I'm from Milwaukee. I look like Kevin Hart. Idris Elba. You
Then
gave
he'll be
me
like,
compliments on my Milwaukee tattoo. Like, I got to give you a whole fucking.
I don't know
movie.
you, black bitch.
Right.
And then block.
I just look and see if it says scene. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's the
blew me
sad
off.
one.
That's it. Well, guys, I appreciate it. You guys follow Ali. Hit that subscribe button, and y'all have a good night. Thanks, guys.
Breathe.